most people in arts in Australia aren't working at the moment, I've found everyone seems to be just as busy. I suppose it comes down to the fact that if you're a creative person, you always want to keep creating, keep making music, keep writing plays, doing all those sort of things. But I think actually we've overdone it a bit. We're actually almost doing too much. Which brings me to my next recipe. It's sometimes really good to have a simple recipe that you can make when you're stupidly busy. Quickie. When I get really busy, it's always great to have some recipes that you've made up in bulk and put in the freezer. Things like bolognese, chili con carne, pesto is another really good one. So today I'm going to show you something I make all the time. It's a roast tomato and capsicum sauce, and I use it in soups and pastas, lasagna, things like that. In fact, I'm going to show you those recipes today as well. The first thing I need to do, get all of these cut up into a roasting dish. Cut 6 capsicums in half, remove the seeds and place them in a deep roasting dish. Then cut 6 tomatoes in half and put them inside the capsicums. Cut 2 or 3 red onions into quarters and scatter them in between. Peel 6 cloves of garlic and throw them in too. Give everything a good douse of olive oil and salt. Then cover with aluminium foil. This will stop anything burning or drying out in the oven. Put it in a 180-degree oven for an hour. While the oven's on, I'm going to roast some eggplant for our pasta dish later. Cut the eggplant into 1 centimetre chunks, douse in more olive oil and salt, and bake in the oven for about 20 minutes. So our veggies are all cooked, and I let them cool down a bit in the pan with the foil on. What this does is it makes it easy to peel them if you need to peel them. Now, as you can see, they're all broken down, beautiful. Oh, the smell's amazing. You can actually just peel them now very carefully. You can see how the skins of the tomatoes just fall off. The capsicums are a little bit hot still, but the capsicum skins come off really easily as well. Because I have a Thermomix, I don't really need to do that. If you've just got an inferior blender, you may have to take the skins off. But the Thermomix reduces everything down to the smoothest sauce, and you really don't need to take any skins off. Process the veggies in batches and transfer to a saucepan. Now all that's left to do is to season it. I find the best combination is a little bit of balsamic vinegar and some white sugar. Not too much, just enough to balance the sauce. Well, our sauce is all ready to go. The first dish I'm going to make is the simplest, I suppose. It's really just a soup. All you need to do is take a couple of ladles of that beautiful sauce and add some veggie stock. I'm going to serve the soup with a dollop of sour cream and a gremolata with pine nuts, some lemon zest and some basil. The next dish I'm going to do is a super simple pasta sauce. First of all, we need to cook off some onions and some mushrooms in a frying pan. Once they've softened, add a couple of ladles of that beautiful sauce and those eggplant we roasted earlier. Add some fresh basil, put that on top of some fettuccine and add Parmesan cheese. This last dish I haven't actually made before, but no time like the present. I'm going to put some sauce in a baking dish, put in 2 chicken breasts and cover it with a little bit more sauce. I'm going to put some foil on the dish and bake it in a 200-degree oven for about 20 minutes. Then I'll take off the foil, add some breadcrumbs that I've mixed in with some herbs and some Parmesan cheese, and bake it for a further 5 to 10 minutes. I'll then serve that with some quinoa, some roasted potatoes, and some green vegetables. Well, here we have it, my beautiful roast tomato and capsicum sauce served 3 different ways. Now please go to YouTube and hit subscribe, find me on Facebook and Instagram, and if you want the recipe, it'll be on musicalmenus.com.au. Now I have to decide, do I go back to the computer and do a bit more work on my piece, or do I eat all of this? Or I could just do both.